Hello friends, how are you? Once again, welcome back to my channel. Uh, Last previous videos we have seen about Unit 1 of Indian Contract Act 1872. In this video we are going to see about Unit 2, that is consideration. It is one of the main topic regarding, it is one of the main topic, yeah, it is one of the main topic related to Contract Act. First of all, they have given one definition. It is defined under section 2D of Indian Contract Act. Defines when at the desire of the promisor, the promisee or any other person has done. Here, the promisee or any other person. So, outside the party who are not other parties may be involved in case of consideration but not in case of contract. Uh, Other person has done or abstained from doing. This is past. As does or abstain from doing. This is future. Or promises to do or abstain from doing such an act or absistence of promise is called consideration. Here it includes both all present, past and future. So consideration may be present, past or future. There are certain legal rules regarding the enforceability of a consideration. There are nearly 8 rules. There are nearly 8 rules which regards consideration as a. These are the set of rules related to consideration. They are, first one is consideration must move at the desire of the promisor. Consideration must move at the desire of the promisor. Here they gave one case law, Durga Prasad, Durga Prasad versus Baldio. Here Durga Prasad is a defendant, promised to pay plaintiff P a certain commission on sale of his article in this market. But this market was constructed by B at the desire of C, not D, at the desire of C. So, D would not bound to pay it as it was without consideration and hence void. Next, second topic is consideration may move from promisee to any other person. In definition, in here itself we have seen the promisee or any other person. So, the consideration may be done to promisee or any other person. Here, in case of Chinnaya versus Ramaya case, we will understand it clearly. Read this example. An old lady made a gift of her property to her daughter with the direction to pay a certain sum of money to the maternal uncle by way of annuity. This is a condition given by the old lady to her daughter for giving the gift of her property. For, yeah. On the same day, the daughter executed a writing in favor of the brother, agreeing to pay annuity. The daughter did not, however, pay the annuity, and the uncle can sue and recover it from the daughter. Next, third topic is executor and executory condition consideration. Consideration may be already executed or will be executed in future. Consideration may be present, past, or future. In definition itself, we have seen it may both done in past or is doing now or may be done in future. It will be done in future. Consideration need not be adequate. Here it means um, this we can see with this example. X promised to sell a house worth rupees 6 lakh for 1 lakh only. We can take one brand new vehicle. Its worth is 1 lakh, but you are giving me for only 10,000. This is by outsider. He will think as the seller as a mental. Why are you selling 1 lakh rupees worth vehicle for only 10,000? Likewise, they will say. But the adequacy of the price in itself shall not render the transaction void unless but here there is one condition unless it is valid unless when the consent was free. Consent must be free, then only it is valid. Next topic is performance of what one is legal bound to perform. Uh, Here it means we can see with this where a person promised to do more than he is legally bound to do. Such a promise, provided it is not opposed to public policy, that promise should not oppose public policy, is a good consideration. When he promised to act beyond his power also, it is a good consideration, but it should not oppose to the public policy or did not affect any person. Consideration must be real and not illusory. Like contract or agreement, consideration must be real. If unreal, like discovering a treasure by magic, is an unreal condition or illusory, so it is void. So it is void. But when the consideration is real and not illusory, it is valid. Consideration must not be unlawful, immoral, or opposed to public policy. Here, consideration must be lawful, consideration must be moral, or it does not oppose to the public policy. Next important topic is sued by third party to the contract. The third party, when there is a contract between A and B, newly D can't file case on both A and B because he is a stranger to a contract. This we can say in this example, the stranger to a contract can't sue is known as doctrine of privity of a contract. It's very important topic. Sued by third party to a contract. It's very important, and many exams also they have asked this question. There are 7 points. Yeah, there are 7 points discussed under this topic. Sued by third party to a contract. He is not a party to a contract. He is a third party to a contract. In case of trust, a beneficiary can enforce his right under the trust, though he was not a party to the contract between the settlor and the trustee. In case of trust, the beneficiary also can sue them. In case of family settlement means, read this example. Two brother X and Y agreed to pay an allowance of 20,000 to the mother for a partition of joint property, but later they denied to abide by it. Abide by it. Held their mother, although the stranger to the contract can require their son for such allowance in the court of law. This means when X and Y are the sons of Mrs. Jayalalitha, then they were decided to divide the properties among them, and for maintenance of her mother and as a compensation, they are decided to give 20,000 by words. But later they refused because you are not in this contract, so I will not pay. Like that they refused. Now Mrs. Jayalalitha approached the court, and court gave an order. In case of family settlement, the third party can sue them. In case of a certain marriage contract or agreement arrangements. Here see with this example, Mr. X wife disturbed him from ill-treating her. Mr. X promised his wife's father, Mr. Puri, that he will treat her properly. Properly. Mr. X promised his father-in-law that to treat his wife properly. But later, when he ill-treated, Mr. Puri can sue him. Next, fourth topic is in case of assignment of a contract, where in case of assignment, when the benefits under a contract has been assigned, the assignee can enforce the contract, but such assignment should not involve any personal skill. When you assign some duties to another person, you can sue them, but it should not involve any family problems or your relatives or neighbors fight and all. You should not involve in this assignment. Okay, acknowledgement or estoppel. This means we can see with this example, if L gives to M 20,000 to give it to N, and M informs N that he is holding the money of him, but afterwards M refused to pay the money, N will be entitled to recover from M. This is called estoppel or acknowledgement. When N also came to know about the money which was kept by M, which was given by L. So it means acknowledgement or estoppel. In case of convenient earning with land, this means when you sell a property to a person, means when you sell a agriculture property to Mr. X, and you gave on one condition: you should not construct any factories in my agriculture land. You should only do agriculture. When Mr. X or Mr. X son has constructed the factory, then Mr. A's son or A can sue them for constructing, because they're very convenient running with the land. It means condition running with the land. If you oppose this condition, they will sue them. Next, the last topic is contract entered into through an agent. When the contract is entered into through an agent, the agent will act on the principal's name. Then principal can sue. That's all. Next, last and final topic is validity of an agreement without consideration. This is very important topic in this chapter and in this unit also, in this chapter also. Next, validity of an agreement without consideration. It means, first of all, the agreement should contain consideration. Then only it is valid. But in some cases, there are some exemptions. There are nearly 7 exemptions. Uh, 7 exemptions which agreements are valid without any consideration. They are, first one is natural love and affection. Comes under section 25 subsection 1. Natural love and affection. There are it must, in this case, it must fulfill all these 4 conditions. First one is, it must be made out of natural love and affection between the parties. Uh, Next, parties must stand in near relationship to each other. It means husband and wife or father or son. Third is, it must be in writing. Oral contract is not accepted. It must be registered under the law. It should be registered under the law. Okay. Here, a husband, by an registered agreement, promised to pay his earning to his wife. Held the agreement though without consideration was void, because here's a contract between husband and wife. It is a uh, social relationship, and it is right. It is in a written form, and he registered with the registrar. It is valid. Then second topic is compensation for past voluntary services. Here also you should fulfill this 4 condition. Uh, it must be rendered voluntarily without seeing or knowing about any money. It must be done voluntarily. Like when you going in a highway, you are helping one person whose bike got punctured, or you helping one person who met with an accident. It's rendered voluntarily without expecting anything from him. Next, second condition is rendered for the promisor. That help must be rendered to him, promisor. When he helped his wife or relatives, it should not consider. When he helped him, he can compensate for past voluntary services. Next, the promisor must be existent at the time when the service was rendered. He must be alive when the service was rendered now. Uh, Promisor must have intent. Fourth condition is, promisor must have intent to compensate the promise. He must have intention. We should not compel. He must have intent to compensate the promisee. Next, third exemption is promise to pay time bearer debt. When we can say one example, if Vijay and Surya were both friends, when Vijay lent money to Surya like 2 lakhs, after 5 years, Vijay sued Surya for recovering this amount, but it is barred by the Limitation Act. But when Surya felt guilty and sorrow about Vijay, and he paid the whole amount, then it means promise to pay time by debt. Here we should not. Here consideration is not required. Next, fourth is agency. Agents, for creating an agency, we no need any consideration. Completed gift. If we are gifting something, we are not expecting the other person to give to pay money or give the same thing to us. So here consideration need not be involved. Bailment. Here, when you are bailing something, Mr. A handed over the key of his godown to Y, as Mr. Y deposited his goods in the same. Mr. Y gets possession of godown, but not the ownership. As soon as Mr. Y lifts his goods from the ground, he is liable to hand over the key back to the A. Here we can understand bailment. Here no consideration is required. Next, last is charity. Charity. In case of charities, when you promise uh, when you made a promise to a charity person that you will pay some amount for the charity maintenance of blind children or education for the blind children, you here consideration need not be required. Here there is a case law, Kadarnath versus Gauri Muhammad. That's all for this video. You can see remaining unit 3s in next videos. Subscribe to my channel so you will not miss out any updates related to CA Foundation, and you will not miss out any videos from our channel. Thank you.